So friends, do you think that Donald Trump's criminal trial in Washington, D.C. for his attempt to steal the 2020 presidential election should be televised? Well, if you do, I have a simple way for you to get involved, a simple way for you to have your voice heard on that topic. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, today's video is going to include a little bit of a call to action, and I hope you all will consider answering that call. I'm going to keep this video as simple and as straightforward and frankly as short as I can. In attempting to steal the 2020 presidential election, Donald Trump tried to rob us, the American voters, of the full value of our vote. The voters, particularly in the battleground states, are victims of Donald Trump's crimes. This can be seen most clearly in count 4 of Donald Trump's new criminal indictment, the one that was just handed down by a grand jury in Washington, D.C. Count 4 reads, from on or about November 14th, 2020 through on or about January 20, 2021, in the District of Columbia and elsewhere, the defendant, Donald J. Trump, did knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agree with co-conspirators, known and unknown to the grand jury, to injure, oppress, threaten, and intimidate one or more persons in the free exercise and enjoyment of a right and privilege secured to them by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, that is, the right to vote and to have one's vote counted. So, 1, the American voters, particularly in the battleground states, are the victims of Donald Trump's crimes. 2, under the federal law, crime victims have rights, legal rights, statutory rights, including the right to be present in the courtroom during the trial. That right can be found in the Crime Victims' Rights Act, what we call the Victims' Bill of Rights. It's at Title 18 of the United States Code, Section 3771, yes, in the big, ugly blue book of crimes, the United States Criminal Code. And here is the operative section that gives victims the right to be present during the trial. Rights of crime victims. A crime victim has the following rights. Let me start with number 1, the right to be reasonably protected from the accused. Do you feel like you've been reasonably protected from Donald Trump? Let me jump to number 3. The right not to be excluded from any public court proceeding, and then there's an exception that doesn't apply in this case. So crime victims, the victims of Donald Trump's election crimes, have a right, a legal right, a statutory right, not to be excluded from the courtroom, not to be excluded from the trial. Courtrooms can only accommodate about 50 to 100 attendees in the audience. The only way that right can be honored, the right not to be excluded from the proceedings in which you are a victim, the only way to fulfill that right, that legal statutory right, is to televise the trial. Because that will be the functional equivalent of giving all of the crime victims, all of the voters in the United States, the right to be present, the right to see the trial in real time, the right not to be excluded. So here's what we're going to do, friends. I'm going to put a paragraph in the description of this video, and you can cut and paste it or block and copy it or whatever it is we do these days with the computer machine, and you can send it to all of your elected representatives. You can text it, you can email it, you can print it out and put it in snail mail, and you can send it to your friends, your family members, your acquaintances, and urge them to send it to their elected representatives. Let your lawmakers know that you want to exercise your legal rights under the Crime Victims' Rights Act. Your right not to be excluded from the courtroom, from the proceedings, from the trial involving your victimization as an American voter, my victimization, our victimization by Donald Trump. We are all, statutorily speaking under the CVRA, victims of Donald Trump's crimes. So let your elected representatives know that the Trump trial must be televised. Because, like justice, victims' rights matter. So friends, if you want to answer this call to action, please go to the description of this video, take that paragraph, and spread it far and wide. As always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.